So thank you for inviting me. Can you hear me? I want to talking about digital arts activity, especially for the platform for the smart cities. And I also showing that use case on building disaster resilient societies. This is the outline of my talk today's. I want to talking about introduction and background of digital arts research, and also providing that the platform for designing a smart city and some use case of digital arts on building disaster resilient society. It is my short bios. I originally measured geophysics and moved to my topic to the environmental science. And now I'm a director of the International Digital Arts Applied Science Research Center using geospatial information and remote sensing in 2 universities. So International Data Arts Applied Science Research Center will be showing that ideas. Recently, I wrote these papers. It is a platform for SDGs and green transformation at global and local level. In these papers, employing essential sustainable development goals variable in the journal of big status. So if you are interested in, please download and to make some comment. Recently, for example, that we are using of Suomi NPP VIR sensors to grasp of economic activity change in after and before coronavirus. There is 3 metropolitan regions in Japan, and we are making analysis like this in Tokyo. How much activity will be changed by COVID-19 activities? So it is showing that activity change in April to the February in some part of Tokyo. So saying that this kind of geospatial information is useful for grasp full picture about our planet. I want to introduce the digital arts concept. I don't know how many people, however, heard of the digital arts, that word. This word originally introduced by Vice President Goers in 1998. So he mentioned that the digital arts concept, that is in his speech, I believe we need a digital arts that is a multi-resolution 3-dimensional representation of the planet. And it is one of the collaboratory, not only for research scientists, but also students. They have a user interface and broadable 3D version of a planet. So you can imagine that this kind of a platform is applicable for smart city concept, for example. In that time, NASA had a headquarters of a digital arts office, and this is one of the concepts. We are collecting of digital resources by using interoperabilities. We can providing a lot of application and enabling the students and communities. So I think digital arts is virtual and also open globe. So virtual globe is a digital collection of data and services conceptualized within a global view of the world. And the open globe is a collection of trusted spatial data and services that is available operationally and reliably on open access policies. So digital twin is this kind of a virtual and open globe. That is the digital arts. So we're much interested in digitalized concept. In Japan, we're setting up a digitalized joint usage and research center by Ministry of Education and Science and Technologies. So our ideas, International Digital Supply Science Research Center in Chubu University was designated one of the joint usage and research centers by the government. We're focusing on how to building a digitalized and what kind of application is enabling of our societies. At this moment, we are much interested in environmental sustainable development goal, indicators mapping, and also resilient sustainable cities. So I think DataRS is one of the communication platform and also collaboratories on the digital twins. You can see in this chart, we can communicate by using a digitalized platform and making a deliberation of our features. So in Japan, now promoting of a society 5.0, it is a human-centered society that balances economic advancement with the resolution of a social problem by a system that highly integrates cyberspace and physical space. So in the case of DataRS, that is providing a concrete cyberspace for the society 5.0. So we are concentrate on cyber physical system, something like this that we are using in the real world of data collection by using a cyber system by, for example, of artificial intelligence. We should making a concrete decision by using a cyberspace. For example, that the disaster and the emergency management system, that kind of circulation of activity is a very important issue by using cyber physical systems. So nowadays, global communities focusing on the social challenges like Sustainable Development Goals, 17 goals. By using Society 5.0 concept, we are solving of this kind of problem. So let's move to the smart cities. As you know that the city is a physical location where digital transformation occurs. So we are discussing that in the smart cities, we need smart government and also smart public, smart industry, and smart citizen by using top-down approach and also bottom-up approach. So in Japan now, promoting of Society 5.0 by realizing of smart cities to resolve regional issues like this kind of whole field, regional safety, regional liveliness, and easy to go out, and regional accessibilities, and also satisfying and rewarding job or something. So we'd like to using smart cities. In generally speaking, Japan is now promoting of three pillars of this kind of activities. So the three pillars of Japan's approach is one of the strategic preparedness of the data-driven cities. For example, of eco-cities, that is low carbon cities, environmentally symbolic cities. And the second pillar is transit-oriented development promotion. And the third pillar is building disaster resilient cities, for example. And by using smart cities, we want to building a human-centered society like a society 5.0. So everything is connecting to the internet, like IoTs, Internet of Things, and also using a big data and artificial intelligence, aggregate and analyzing a huge amount of data. And another example of automated driving, and also other one is biometric authentication, for example. That. So this is an example of building human-centered societies. From now, Japan will move on forwarding building a human-centered society, Society 5.0. And the data-driven smart cities that Japan is working on involved a bottom-up approach to realizing a data-driven smart cities by integrating the digital transformation that is underway in various fields in this chart. This will also assure free, transparency, and credible norm by focusing on the privacy and security issues. So we are using this kind of structures. So smart cities is focusing on data communication will gradually change it to the data linkage platform only for the one field, for example. But we are now promoting of super cities. That is developing a cross-disciplinary data linkage platform all at once, along with drastic regulatory reforming. So this is the concept of a smart city and super cities. In Japan, now promoting the super city in the zoning system. So super city is based on the national strategic spatial zoning system, for example. That is combining of 3 tiers, data provider layers, and data linkage platform, and also advanced services platform tiers. So through doing that, we are now promoting that this kind of reference architectures, for example. So this is one of the smart cities reference architectures. This is, of course, we need interoperability and also smart city regulation and also city operation system. We call the city OS and city management. That is cross-sectorial platform, for example. So let me talking about example of smart cities. In just my talk, we are focusing on real-time notification of emergency and hazard to the resident in a wide area, for example. That. So there is an issue that responding to increase in disaster associated with climate change. So we are now discussing and also researching that push type notification of the disaster and evacuation information by community application. So we are now developing an immediate sharing system for satellite remote sensing data and advanced technology of analyzing and simulation for disaster response. There is a lot of organization participated in this project. Chubu University is one of the role for the application. So this is the background. A conventional target is just focusing on the processing of data and how to deliver it. But this proposal to requires immediate response. So in that case, we need a triggering system of satellite image and the selection of what kind of remote sensing is very suitable for such kind of disasters. And then by using artificial intelligence and deep learning, we're making immediately analysis and share for the evacuation for the local region. That is our point. So this is one of the system architectures. There is a lot of disaster in Japan. Japan is, as you know, that disaster prompt societies. And also the climate change is affection of such kind of natural disasters. So we are developing a triggering system of the satellite by using a projection of disasters and also satellite constellation systems and to selecting of suitable imagery and making analysis and then providing of local region, but also so the government and headquarters of disasters management. That is information fraud. So as you know that before, we don't have such kind of systems. If disaster happened, after the disasters, we making a decision to the targeting of satellite image, and we making observation orders and sharing for the analyzing result. But our goal before the disaster, we are making some projection of which area should be have affection of the flood, for example. So we are making a decision to which area should be tasking by satellite. Then we're making observation by using deep learning system. Immediately, so we can providing of information of the analyzing. So our target is if disaster happened within 2 hours, we would like to making analyzing that sharing of evacuation information. In that case, we need this kind of deep learning system is important role for the immediate analysis. And also after the disaster, we are combining of a lot of resources, not only satellite, but also of aircraft, helicopters, photogrammetry, and also using drones and sharing the information. So this is a timeline of a concrete case of flooding issues. We are now developing of projection system of flood forecasting systems. Before 39 hours, we're making a projection or forecasting which area affected by flood. And we making of another information of flood risk areas. So we should decide of tasking areas and making orders and get the image and making analysis by this kind of a deep learning and flooded areas extraction and making evacuation order to the local regions, and also the countermeasure is discussing in the central government and not local government. That is information product. So we finally, by using a digital as platform in a smart city concept, we can providing of such kind of a disaster information platform in a smart cities. So, for example, that in a bigger earthquake is happened, we also tasking of a satellite image, for example, of this kind of a belt zone, and making of analysis, and providing initial response information, and also information sharing system to providing education, requirement support, and damage assessment certification, and emergency supply and estimation. Disaster waste, which should be how to dealing with disaster waste. This kind of all of activities can providing through the smart cities. So thank you for your intention that we are providing that digital as platform for the use case of smart cities in the disaster application. Thank you for the attention. Thank you very much.